So we're going to start by changing the page settings. We're going to go down and change the size to letter size 8.5 by 11. Then we're going to click on Show Print Border and then go up and show the grid. Now we're going to go and add our shape. There's different shapes you can do. We're just going to choose a rectangle today so it's easier to cut. You can just click and drag, and then it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to go in and change the size. Click on that cursor in the corner, click that unlock button, and then this is where we can change the dimensions, 3.5 by 5 inches. Now we're going to go into the line style menu, and we're going to change it to a dashed line so we can print and cut, changing the thickness so we can see it better, and changing the color as well. You can always change it to a different color later. I'm going to move it over to line it up on the grid just so I can get everything nice and centered. We can zoom in, and now we're going to go and add some text. So you click on that little A, type in your text, and now we're going to change the color. This is going to change the line color, and then we're going to go and change in the fill. So you have to do both or else it'll be different colors. And now we're going to change the font style, and I'm just going to click on the actual line of the text, drag it to where you want it to go, and then resize by clicking that little square in the corner to however you want it. Now we're going to just adjust the line thickness. So go back into that line menu and make it a little bit thicker so when it prints out, it stands out a little bit more. And then we are going to duplicate this. You're going to push the Option button if you're using a Mac, or the Alt button on your keyboard. Click it and drag it down, and that'll duplicate that item. Click it again, double click, and we're going to edit that out and change it so all the settings are the same, the color, the lines. We're just changing the text and adjusting it down. And now we're going to add another text box. We're going to change the font, that little A. You can find the font that you want. I get mine onto font and just download it onto my computer. And we'll just repeat the whole thing, adjusting the colors, the line colors. This one is a little bit different because we're using different colors for each letter. So then, I like to have one outline just so it doesn't, so it looks a little bit, it stands out a little more. So I'm just using this blue, could be any color. And now I am going to fill in each letter since we're going with the rainbow effect. So you double click and then highlight the first letter, And then we're going to make it pink or whatever color you want. You're going to go back, highlight the next color, and choose your next color. And then we're just going to repeat this for each letter. Highlight and choose your color. And then when you're done with that, we're going to drag it, click, and resize using the corner squares, putting it where you want it to go. And now we're going to add a little heart. I got it from the library, but you can, use a screenshot from a Google image. I'll show you how to do that later, but this was from my library. I already had it. It's a heart. We're going to resize it and change the fill color and also the line color as well to make sure they match. And then we're going to add another text. So this is from. So you can write your name on it. We're going to edit this again, changing the fill color and the line color as well. And then choosing a different style of font. We're gonna touch it, grab it, and then resize it and get it right where you want it to go. Now we're going to start the confetti. We're going to choose the rounded rectangle shape. We're going to resize it so it's a tiny confetti shape. And then we're going to go and change its color. So we're going to put the fill color, and then we're going to change the line color so they match. Now we're going to drag it over, place it on your card, and we're going to rotate it by clicking on that green circle on top and twisting it to the angle that you want. And we're going to duplicate it again by holding on to that Option key on your keypad or the Alt key if you're using Windows, and just spreading it around. So you're going to repeat this all over, trying to make it as random as possible, duplicating, dragging, repeat. And then we're going to duplicate this next one and then change the color of it. So this one, we'll make it blue. And remember to also change the line and the fill. And you're going to repeat this process by duplicating, dragging, rotating, and changing the colors until you have filled up your card. So in the next scene, we're gonna cut to the finished version of the confetti. So here we are. We're done with the confetti. I'm gonna clean it up a bit by getting rid of the grid so we can see it better. We're also going to change the color of the dashed lines so they're not so noticeable when you print. We're going to make it gray, and I'm also going to make the line a little bit finer, so we're going to reduce the thickness. And now we are going to select everything by dragging that cursor over the entire card. And now I'm going to just kind of move it to the corner. I'm going to actually create a sample cookie to make sure everything fits on the card just fine. So I went to Google, searched for a little Hello Kitty face, did a screenshot, and now I'm dragging that screenshot into my design studio, tracing it with this trace button. Select the trace area, and then I want to change the threshold so it's nice and yellow, so the lines are full. The despeckle threshold is just to make sure everything's nice and sharp. I'm choosing trace and detach so I can just pull off that image, and then selecting the leftovers and deleting that. Now I have a little sample cookie. I'm resizing it to what my cookie cutter size is, which is about 2 inches, roughly 2 inches. And I'm just going to put it where I want it to go. Everything seems to look fine. And now I'm going to select the entire card. We're going to right click and group. And then we're going to go to the replicate button and then fill the page. So now I'm just going to zoom out a bit and adjust these cards, centering them a little bit more so they're a little bit closer together. I'm just selecting 2 at a time and then moving them closer, doing that again, and shifting it a little bit closer. So everything looks like it fits within the print border. Deleting that Hello Kitty, I don't need her anymore. And now we're going to print. You can print as is from here, or you can save it as a PDF. You just title it what you want to title it, and then you click save. I'm canceling out because I don't want to save it right now. But that's it. That's how you make a cookie card.